Hi, this is Matt Yetter with Sherlock Home Inspections. Phone number is 971-212-7481. Website address is yourinspectionneeds.com. Today's date is Thursday, March 17th, 2022, St. Patty's Day. The address we're inspecting today is 4519 Southwest Coronado Street, Portland, Oregon, 97219. We are about to perform a video inspection of the property's main sewer line through the front yard exterior cleanout. The equipment being used today is the Rigid Sea Snake. This is one of the best sewer cameras on the market today. Before we begin this video inspection, it should be noted that some sewer pipes made out of clay, concrete, cast iron, asbestos, and Orangeburg may be in good working order and may never have had a clogged or sewer backup before. However, due to real estate transactions, attorneys, and lawsuits, Sherlock Home Inspections must recommend the following to meet the current codes. All sewer pipes should be watertight, made out of cast iron ABS, 3034 or HDPE pipe with all appropriate fittings and couplers. All sewer pipes should be free from breaks, offsets, separations, tree roots, bellies, and party sewers. Sherlock Home Inspections recommends replacing any sewer pipe that does not meet these specifications. Here we go. We are seeing a area or a section of marginal pitch right from the get-go, unfortunately. So it seems like, yeah, we have a belly. So the pipe is not draining very well. And then we're starting to pull out of it there. We'll be curious to see how that area reacts with the water off. You can see we're just kind of staying flat. We see this all the time where the sewer pipe has to go to the street uphill, and there's just a tendency for the pipe to stay flat. Now we're going back underwater. We're going the opposite direction that we wanted to go. So we're kind of just hanging underwater here. Unfortunately, it is under the driveway, so somewhere in the neighborhood of like an 8-foot water belly. Like I said, we'll be curious. Oh, it's happening again. We'll be curious to see how these areas react with the water off. If you turn the water off and everything drains right on out of there, then you're feeling better about things. But it is tricky to keep a sewer pipe going downhill as you're trying to go uphill to the street in front of the house that happens to be elevated up above the house. Now we got a nice strong downhill flow going. We're going to transition here. So 33 feet, we're going to transition. This signifies transitioning ABS 3-inch plastic piping into 4-inch 3034 plastic piping. That is a pretty nice smooth transition. We're a little flat through this area too. You can see there's an offset in the pipe, and the offset is causing some standing water. Kind of catches the camera head as they go over the top. There's another offset there. And then we transition to concrete. There's some toilet paper stuck right on there. Hard to say if anything is happening there. There's the lateral piping. So we're going to turn off the water. We're going to drain everything out. We're going to look at the pipe one more time in reverse. Okay, we've let most of the water drain out of there. We're going to start pulling back. And again, we're curious to see how some of those areas react with the water turned off. a couple of offsets. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get a drain repair specialist opinion on some of these offsets and see what he thinks, whether they need to be straightened out or not. The pipe overall is kind of marginal. We're going to look at these areas with the water off now. There's one of the offsets. You can tell they're using what would be like a flexible Fernco fitting. It's like a rubber flexible fitting there. And it's not uncommon for those things to shift a little bit. So we're getting to the point where we're really curious about these areas. So it was between like 4 feet and 12 feet, I think, is where there was a lot of standing water and the camera head was submerged. So here we are there. So a little residual water. There we still go underwater for a little bit. So right there, so about a 2-foot belly remains. And we'll call it 2.5 feet with the water off. Camera head is still submerged. Yeah, so about, it was quite a bit worse the first time we pushed through it. So the good news is a lot of it has drained out. There still is a little bit of residual stuff going on there, and then the camera head was still submerged. And unfortunately, it is under the driveway. So any repairs made to the pipe would have to be digging up the driveway. So we'd recommend passing the video and the report on to a drain repair specialist before closing to make suggestions for maintenance or repairs or replacement, whatever he deems necessary. It looked more like a significant water belly at first, and then we turned off the water. Everything, for the most part, well, a lot of what for the most part drained out. But we still did have about 2 feet of standing water where the camera head was submerged. So again, we'd recommend passing the video and the report on to a drain repair specialist to make suggestions for maintenance, repair, replacement.